thank you, each and every one of you, because I can tell you I did not get bored, not for 1 minute. It was a marvelous experience. It is a marvelous experience to be amongst the Salesian family. And I really would like to commend Don Bosco International and all the Salesian family for your endeavors for this amazing work that you are doing. And I am delighted to be here on behalf of Eurochild, coming together to discuss why we must invest in all children, and stressing on education is very essential, especially at this time when all governments are focusing on recovery plans. Investing in children is the only way forward for the future of Europe. Investing in children will guarantee fair and sustainability for our communities and societies. Investing in education, including early childhood development, is key for the future of Europe and from across for all the world, as George have just said before me. However, before going on further, let me say something about what Eurochild is. Eurochild has almost a membership of 200 organizations and individuals from across 35 countries in Europe. We are the largest network of children's rights organizations across Europe. We are honored to count Don Bosco International among our membership, and we deeply value the experience and expertise within your network, in particular in the fields of education and inclusion. On a personal level, I have also direct experience from my own country of the multitude of inclusive education initiatives that the Malta-based Don Bosco organization takes on board. We're very privileged to have Father Antoine being here and one of the most active Salesians in Malta, but I can assure there are a great deal of Salesians in Malta who are doing sterling work for our communities and society. My country reaps benefits from your initiatives, and I thank you also for that. We as Eurochild work with and for children throughout Europe, striving for a society that respects the rights of children. Education is a basic children's right, but how does Eurochild advocate for children's rights? Eurochild aims to ensure that children's rights are visible in all EU policies. Our strength is derived from our members, by the direct involvement of children in our work, and by close working relationships with European Union institutions. We indeed work in close collaboration with our national members, civil society partners, such as the EU Alliance for Investing in Children, and with EU institutions to ensure stable communication channels and fruitful cooperation between the national and the European level. We fight against child poverty and advocate for systemic reforms that address structural inequalities by calling for the prioritization of public investment in education, including early childhood development, healthcare, housing, family support, and childcare. We strongly believe that children are experts in their own lives. We also believe that children must be listened to in decisions affecting them. For this reason, we tirelessly work to protect the right of children to participate in all decisions that will impact their lives. For example, we want to ensure that children will play a role in the upcoming conference on the future of Europe, and that children's rights will be taken into consideration during all relevant debates. Now we are also very worried and concerned with the crisis brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. As all of us know, the unprecedented challenges brought by the COVID-19 crisis drastically changed our way of working and our planned advocacy actions. The pandemic is having far-reaching effects on Europe's economic and social fabric, and consequently on the well-being of children. The crisis is exacerbating existing inequalities and putting huge pressure on available health and social welfare services. This situation is making it even more urgent to act. For this reason, Since the very beginning of the pandemic, Eurochild has urged European leaders to recognize the necessity of investing more in children. The European Union is putting in place the largest stimulus package in its history. The Next Generation EU is a financial recovery instrument that will make available 750 million euros to counter the impact of this crisis on those citizens most affected by the pandemic. These resources must also be used to invest in children, because children are among the most vulnerable and affected categories, because there is no better investment in a sustainable long-term socio-economic development than investing in children. We have been advocating to obtain a strong and strategic European Child Guarantee, which will be a fundamental instrument that will support member states in protecting the most vulnerable children and trigger national spending and services for children and families, including improving access to education. Yesterday, we had some very good news. At the end of the trialogues, Mr. David Casa, an MEP, colleague of mine from Malta, who is also the rapporteur for the ESF Plus, announced that it was agreed that 90 billion euros will be dedicated to children, young people, and families. As I was informed, the child guarantee is now secured for all member states. This will hopefully mean that children, in particular disadvantaged children in Europe, will be supported by the necessary initiatives to empower them out of poverty. Let's not make the mistake that our work as organizations in Europe is over by securing the financial resources. We must continue to urge European and national policymakers to recognize and acknowledge that investing in children is a prerequisite to ensure a fair and sustainable European recovery. Investing in children means investing in a fairer Europe, which will protect its citizens from the long-term impact caused by the pandemic. It means investing in the social fabric of our union to ensure the stability of its very future. It means investing in the sustainability of the European project by giving it a new lease of life. It means that it will be strengthening the legacy of our founding fathers and mothers for a peaceful Europe, free from inequalities and injustices. To conclude, this crisis is providing the European Union with a unique opportunity to build a more social, inclusive, equitable, just, and fair Europe. To make it possible, the Next Generation EU needs to earn its title by truly putting the well-being of children and young people at the core of its recovery. The European Union has the necessary resources to ensure a fairer society for us all, in which children grow up happy, healthy, and equipped to realize their full potential. I would like to end my contribution by quoting a very relevant, inspirational quote from Don Bosco himself, when he said, "Act today in such a way that you need not blush tomorrow." The time is now to invest in all children living in Europe. As Nelson Mandela once said, history will judge us by the difference we make in the everyday lives of children. Let's make sure that history will judge us as the generation that made the lives of all children in Europe a dignified one, as they all so much deserve. Thank you.